Bloodline of the Moon. Chapter 1. Eerie, forgotten, cursed. The town of Eldershade existed in a perpetual twilight, as though the sun itself feared to rise too high. The fog never lifted, the bells never sang of joy, and the river that cut through the town gleamed black, like a wound that never healed. Amara Vale had been there only a week when she began to notice the changes. Her father's handwriting grew erratic. The pages of his journal filled with sketches of crescent moons and ancient symbols that she didn't recognize. He muttered in his sleep, phrases in a language that turned her stomach to hear. At school, the whispers grew louder. The other students asked strange questions. Do you dream of water? Do you see the moon when you close your eyes? And always, always, Lucian watched her. He was never cruel, never kind, simply present. His eyes, pale as smoke, carried centuries in them. He seemed older than the school, older than Eldershade itself. When he spoke, his words carried weight, as though he'd measured each one against eternity before letting it leave his lips. One evening, she followed him. The fog was thick enough to swallow sound, but she could still hear the faint rustle of robes, the chime of something metallic. Through the veil of mist, she saw them, a circle of townspeople, pale and motionless, surrounding Lucian beneath the ancient oak that marked the edge of the forest. He raised his hand, and the others knelt. The moon above burned crimson. When he spoke, his voice seemed to come from the ground itself. Blood remembers. Blood forgives. Blood returns. Then he looked directly at her. Amara stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat. The moment she turned to run, the world around her shifted. The forest stretched like a living thing, its shadows reaching, bending, twisting to block her path. She fled toward the river, her heart pounding, the reflection of the red moon chasing her across the black water. When she reached home, the lights were out. Her father sat in the study, his face pale, his journal open to a page she hadn't seen before. It was filled with family trees, her family's, but the names didn't stop at her grandparents. They went back centuries. At the bottom of the page, scrawled in dark ink, was a name she'd only just learned. Lucian Darden. Who is he? She whispered. Her father's hand trembled. He's the one who saved our bloodline, he said, and the one who cursed it. That night she couldn't sleep. The moonlight painted her room silver, and in that pale light she saw the shadow of a man standing by her window. Lucian. He wasn't breathing. He wasn't blinking. His reflection in the glass didn't move when he did. It's time, he said softly. The blood calls for balance. She wanted to scream, but her voice wouldn't come. The world blurred, the air turned cold, and she felt herself being pulled, not by his hands, but by something inside her, an invisible thread drawing her closer. In the forest, the townsfolk waited once more. Their eyes glowed faintly beneath their hoods, faces pale as bone. Lucian stood before them, extending a hand toward her. Eldershade lives through those it loves, he said, and you, Amara Vale, were never meant to leave. She looked down, her reflection shimmering in the pool of moonlit water. For the first time, she noticed it wasn't her reflection at all. It was another girl. Same eyes, same face, different century. The truth came like thunder. She had been here before. She had loved him before. She had died before. As the crimson moon sank behind the trees, the town of Eldershade grew still again. The bells chimed, once low, hollow, mournful. By morning, a new family would arrive, speaking of rest, seeking peace. The townsfolk would greet them with quiet smiles, and from the shadows of the old clock tower, Lucien would watch.